They said Michael Emerson was cured. But what if the darkness inside him never really left Santa Carla? Michael was the heart of the Lost Boys, the older brother who got dragged into a world of blood, temptation, and night creatures. By the end, he walked away human, or at least that's what we were told. But over 3 decades later, fans are still asking, what really happened to Michael after that final night? Was he truly free, or did the curse of Santa Carla follow him? Let's dig into the forgotten history, the hidden sequels, and the secrets buried in the comics that reveal the tragic fate of Michael Emerson. In 1987's The Lost Boys, Michael Emerson moves with his family to Santa Carla, a neon-drenched beach town crawling with vampires. He's young, lost, and hungry for adventure. Then he meets Star, a mysterious girl who leads him straight into the lair of David and his gang, the Lost Boys themselves. Michael drinks the blood of Max from a bottle David hands over to him, not knowing it's part of a ritual. He starts to change, stronger, faster, more animalistic, but not yet a full vampire. He hasn't made his first kill. The transformation is slow, seductive, and terrifying. By the end, after a blood-soaked showdown, Grandpa drives his truck through the wall, impaling Max, the true head vampire, on a wooden stake. Michael, Star, and Laddie are cured. At least, that's what everyone believed. But the Lost Boys never really ends there. The curse of Santa Carla never lets go that easily. After the events of the first film, Michael vanishes completely, both from Santa Carla and from the story itself. In Lost Boys, The Tribe, he's gone without a trace. No cameo, no mention. It's like he never existed. Instead, we're introduced to Chris and Nicole Emerson, the next generation of the same bloodline. They're the children of Michael and Star, now grown up and living far from the neon graveyard of Santa Carla. But the darkness they escaped didn't die with Max. When Chris and Nicole move to a new coastal town, one that feels eerily familiar, they find themselves surrounded by vampires again. It's as if fate is pulling their family back into the same nightmare their parents barely survived. The story begins to mirror itself. Temptation, bloodlust, betrayal, and another almost transformation. History repeating through blood, a haunting echo of Michael's own fall into the night. So that leaves one burning question. What really happened to Michael in the years between those two timelines? Where did he go? And why does his family's curse refuse to die? So what really happened to Michael after The Lost Boys? The movie ends with him cured, alive, human again. But the truth is far darker. After Max's death, Michael and Star tried to live a quiet life away from Santa Carla. They married, started over, and had 2 children, Chris and Nicole Emerson. For a time, it seemed like the nightmare was behind them. But Michael could never truly escape what he'd been. The hunger, the strength, the pull of the night, it never went away. And the vampires never stopped coming. He and Star stayed in touch with the Frog Brothers, forming a small underground network dedicated to hunting down what remained of Max's coven. They spent years tracking stray vampires, cleaning up the ruins of Santa Carla's darkness. Then came the revelation that shattered everything. David never really died. The stake didn't destroy him, it only weakened him. Somewhere in the shadows, he recovered and returned. But he wasn't alone. A new leader had risen. the Black Widow, a powerful vampire queen who built a new coven in David's image. Together, they began turning coastal towns into hunting grounds again. Michael and Star went back to the fight. One last stand with the Frog Brothers. They fought like hell to stop the Black Widow's nest. But this time, they didn't make it out. The final battle ended in fire, their car plunging off a cliff during a chase with the coven. It wasn't a trick. It wasn't faked. Michael and Star really died that night, taking dozens of vampires with them in the explosion. Their bodies were never recovered. All that remained were their children, Chris and Nicole, raised far from Santa Carla, never knowing the full truth of what their parents died fighting. So by the time the tribe begins, the next generation of Emersons is left to carry the same curse. A legacy written in blood, born from the night their parents tried to end once and for all. Michael and Star's deaths should have ended the story. But in the Lost Boys universe, nothing ever truly dies. Not even those who tried to escape the darkness. Even in death, Michael's blood carried something unnatural. The cure that freed him after Max's death never erased what was already inside him. It only buried it. That half-vampire state, that in-between existence, passed down through blood. That's why the Emerson name keeps returning to the fight. Why Chris and Nicole, decades later, find themselves in another coastal town crawling with vampires. It's not just bad luck, it's inheritance. Some fans believe that when Michael and Star died, the curse didn't die with them, it spread. Their bloodline remained marked, haunted by the darkness they once fought. And every generation after them is forced to relive that same cycle. Temptation, corruption, and loss. Michael didn't become immortal. He didn't walk the earth forever. But in a way, his curse did. His story became a living echo. The tragedy that keeps repeating again and again through the family he left behind. Michael's body may have burned in that crash, but his shadow still walks beside every Emerson that came after him. So what really happened to Michael Emerson? Officially, he died a hero, fighting vampires alongside Star and the Frog Brothers, giving his life to stop the Black Widow's coven. But unofficially, he became legend. The man who once fell halfway into the night, only to rise against it. The first lost boy to escape the curse. And the one whose death ensured it would never truly end. Michael's story isn't just about survival. It's about sacrifice. He traded his life to save his family, and still couldn't free them completely. Because in Santa Carla, the night always finds a way back. To uncover what happened the Lost Boys Tribe movie, watch the next video on your screen.